Oh, fantastic.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
That's very appropriate.
Yes,
Yeah,
we were
cool,
very
yeah.
ready for this.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
I missed my first word. Great start. All right.
You had to read it
Hello.
on the paper.
Yes, I have to read it on the. Hello, people. Welcome to our 114th episode of What the Hell's Happening with Dead by Daylight this week. Thank you very much for joining us. With me, as often, Orvat and Gabriel. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very
and
much.
we have a bunch of people behind the console looking busy right now. Thank you,
You
for
don't see
helping
them,
us.
but they're saying hi.
Yeah, François, Justine, and Bjorn, it says here right
Yes.
on my sheet.
And Bjorn
But
is
also
right
Pat
here.
is there today.
Yeah, Bjorn is
Reading the
not
paper
there.
again.
Let's get right down to business. Oh, let's say hi to our mods too. Thank you very much, mods here, for helping us keep this.
You're saying hi to the laptop.
I'm waving
screen.
to the laptop.
Hi, mods.
Okay, so let's get started. News and announcements.
Yes. First thing first. Matchmaking. Boo, boo, boo. Okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So I just had a chat with Fadzi, our delightful technical director, who told me we have designed a brand new algorithm for our matchmaking. We are currently load testing it now.
What is a load testing?
We are making sure that it functions properly, not just in theory, but with actual requests coming in. We will, when we're satisfied that it works and that it actually does better than the system that's currently in place, we will roll it out slowly, which means that probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will start, with a slider saying that 10% of the population will now be using the new algorithm, and if that works well, then we'll crank it up to 30, and then 50, and then at some point everybody will be on the new system because it'll be better, and then you will see that happen. The first step of that, which is going to happen within, as I said, 2 to 3 weeks maybe, this is going to be changes to the back end. So nothing on the client side. You will not. The client, by the way, for those of you out there who don't know, the client is not a client as a customer, but a client as the software that you're running on your machine. The back end being the software that's running on our machines, so that are doing some of the work. Anyway, the point is we will be rolling some changes to our back end, and that will improve things greatly. There's a second phase that will come later. I don't have a better date for you right now, but when we do, we'll tell you. Those changes will be in the flow of the client, which means that when you get into the game, you will notice that it doesn't say create lobby anymore. It'll say look for a game or something like that. I'm not sure the details of how we'll make it happen, but it's actually going to change the experience, how you do it. We'll put some information, giving you the
When we're ready and we have everything down, with what's coming up,
Yes.
There's going to be a post explaining all the consequences that you can see from a player side, and also what's coming up next for that.
That's great.
That is correct.
That
Very
is
cool.
what we're going to do. That's it for matchmaking.
Yes.
Game Awards.
Yes. So the Game Awards are coming up, which is kind of a big deal for grown-ups in the game industries. And it's happening December 6th. It will be broadcast everywhere in the world. It's happening in LA. I will be there with a bunch of people from the team. I don't know exactly who to. Yay, you? I'm not sure what you're trying to. You're not very good at charades.
She's saying
You'll be
yes,
there.
She will
Yeah,
be
cool. Okay, so some of us will be there, and we will be making some announcements. And that is the end of that
Announcements.
conversation.
That's
We will
it.
be presenting something cool, is what I said there.
That's it, yes.
There.
Read the paper.
Yes. Let's
Awesome.
keep it correct. You have something to say about the Modoween sweepstakes.
Yes, absolutely. If you guys saw during the during
You
the time
got
of
it.
I got
Halloween,
it, yeah.
there was a sweepstake with Aeropool, and they were, I think, Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were giving out PCs. Yeah. So now we can see the PCs that were given out, and they were themed from
Oh,
Dead by Daylight.
That's
So
really cool.
they look really awesome. So we wanted to show it to you because that's different than just seeing a picture.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, of course, because it's Trapper.
No, but it would work. No, I mean, the one with the blood would be great, but I feel like my cat would probably make a mess of it if I had that in my house.
I like it.
So
That's cool.
Yeah,
that
that is
one
badass. So how do I win that?
I think
It's too late.
It's over.
It's already
Yeah,
I can't. I'm probably not allowed
to
to.
participate.
Oh, I'm not allowed to win that.
You had to participate, but we wanted to show
Ooh, that's
what
cool.
they look like. So,
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good basement.
Crotus. It's the asylum.
Did you see like the plate on top also?
Yeah.
I'm not sure
That is
about.
pretty cool.
Right. It's better with audio.
Do we have
on?
audio? No.
We
Huh.
don't.
So
Oh.
it could be better, is what
You know what?
we're
We
telling
can we
you.
can post the videos on forums,
Yeah, yeah.
so you
Give
guys
you
can
the site.
actually see what and hear the videos.
That's
That
really
would be
neat.
way better. Awesome.
Like it.
Okay.
Other big announcement
Yes,
for our
please.
community. As a lot of people know here, we do not have a official Discord server for DBD.
We didn't.
We didn't.
Oh.
Now we do.
I see how that
So we contacted
That's
the larger community Discord group to actually make the Discord server official. And after discussion and after changing a little bit of the things, because they were doing really good. And that server is already almost 25,000 strong. And,
a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. And we are going to announce it and send the link to join the Discord server, official Discord server, right after the stream.
I thought it was really cool. Well, I've admired this Discord actually over time. They have a teaching
Yes.
section
They have
in the
DBD
Discord.
School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you can actually learn from people on how to play the game and whatnot.
They have tutors
Super
that
awesome.
give you tricks. You jump into a killer friend, you try stuff. They give you tricks on how to play the game. So that's actually
That's
really awesome.
cool.
So we're making this Discord official. We're not changing their activities. So we're going to continue doing what they're doing before, because they were doing it really good. But
Right.
we're just going to try to support more what they were doing. So yeah, congrats to the team on Discord.
Yay!
Yay!
And thank you for handling that, actually. That's really cool. Okay, we have some data to talk about.
Yes.
Oh, dang.
People like hard facts. Can you give them some hard facts?
We can show them some hard facts. How about we do this?
It's even better.
Stats, November 2018. I will be reading the slides. This is the escape rate at different ranks, as you can see on this chart. The left side is the percentage of escape that you have to escape at different ranks on PC, PS4, and on Xbox One.
They're all very close together.
So what do
super
we
close.
take out of these stats right there?
Well, if you look at this really quickly, you notice that at lower ranks, so at rank 20, you have a lower escape rate, and as people climb the ranks, they have a higher and higher escape rate.
That sounds logical.
I think so, right? There's a
Well-
weird drop at 3.
Well, technically, you'd
Yeah.
expect the killers to be better too, but the thing is, we always knew that survivors with better perks equipped and better, more perks tend to have a better survival rate.
Yeah. You can also notice that PS4 actually has a higher survival rate at between like 15 to 12, and then it just drops. It's just quite interesting. It comes right back up at 1 at the end.
Well, it's like every other piece of data. It doesn't tell the whole story. It's about interpreting it and putting it in the right context and figuring out what to do.
So yeah, so that was
Yeah.
from a question that was asked from the community.
Yeah.
People wanted to know the escape rate.
Yeah. And that's
But
in the last 7
also,
days
to note
before the
is
rank reset.
the variation from the lowest to the highest is still less than 10% or about 10%, which is not a great variation.
It's not that big.
And it means also that the survival rate of survivors is below 50%
Yes.
overall,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Whenever you
Before
play the
the rank
game,
reset. Before the rank reset.
that's just before the
That's
rank
7
reset.
days before the rank
Yeah.
reset.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it changes otherwise over a full month or whatnot, but we'll keep an eye on this as well.
Yeah.
Can we see the next slide? Oh my God, we can.
So much information.
Isn't it? So this is the escape rate per map.
This is very interesting, but it's always been very interesting.
Always.
But we know that some of the maps are more survivor favorable. Let's
Yeah, I could see how the game and the hospital, which are our bottom two, would be harder to survive upon, especially since blood is harder to obscure
Line of
in these
sight.
maps.
Yeah.
As well.
Blood is really hard.
say. There's no grass.
Yeah, and the hiding is different also.
Exactly. Rotten Fields, completely, it's
Well,
like
that
different,
damn cornfield.
Corn.
It's the cornfield.
Like if you look, 3 of the corn maps are on the top 5.
Yeah.
And then there's the family residence, which I call bamboo corn, because obviously that's still corn.
I
But it's-
had a feeling.
Yeah, that map is hard for a
Yeah.
killer.
It's nuts.
It's
yeah.
hard.
It's nuts.
I had a good game yesterday there, though, but it's really tough.
To me, it was the opposite.
Yeah?
There was a mist offering, and then the choice of of cosmetics that were coming with, and it was intense.
I can see that. Again, the deviation is not more than 10%, though.
Yeah, it's very, very close to the average that we've always had in mind,
Yeah.
which is great.
Next slide, please.
I
Oh,
wanted to
yeah,
note, I was surprised about preschool. Preschool was
Was lower than you thought?
lower than I thought. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. Percentage of survivors getting moried per platform. So it looks like the Xbox users this last week have been quite excited in murdering some people. PS4 has been a little bit, relaxed.
I don't know what to take of this.
No.
Like, I want to make some wild interpretations and saying that maybe some populations are more, they're more frivolous with their MORIES and they don't keep them forever. I don't know. What
Maybe
What's-
they're
what-
doing dailies.
what's
they're
kind of
trying
fun-
to get
Yeah, maybe.
'em.
Keep in mind that the PS4
Trying
had the
to.
lowest escape rate,
Yeah.
even though they're the ones who got moried the least. So maybe killers are feeling like sorry
Did they
for
just
them.
bleed out?
I'm assuming they can bleed them out or kill them or whatever, right? But they're definitely not mooring them,
All right.
or at least 2.2% of the time. Also very low percentages.
Yeah.
Next slide, please.
Oh yeah, that's one.
This is the killer character with the most mories on average.
Oh, yeah, that's...
So actually, we count this as kills, right? But actual animated kills, which
Yes.
explains why shape and spirit are so high compared to the rest.
Yeah, so the shape has the add-on,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Judith's Tombstone and the Tombstone, which allows them to stand, kill people.
Yeah.
Stand Mori. So I can see how the shape would be at the top. Spirit has a Rancor,
Yeah.
which is quite popular way of killing the
But
obsession.
it's teachable.
It's a teachable. It's true.
Yes,
It-
but you
she
have to
just came
unlock
out
it
recently,
on her.
fair enough.
right? Like she's rather new. The hag, on the other hand, has Devour Hope, and the pig has RBTs. So
The hag is also, I think, one of the favorites in terms of MORIES.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the animation's really, really cool.
Yeah.
rip
Yeah.
out those. Is that the intestine, the liver? I don't remember. What she's
It's
using.
just random
A part
red
of-
bits.
It's great.
It's bits.
Random studio objects that we
Yeah.
decided to grab out of some survivors who are just laying around.
Yeah.
So I believe, is that it? Do we have one more?
Thank you.
That is it. Thank you. That is my last slide. So thank you, guys.
Cool.
But we do have
More stats.
More stats. Well,
More stats.
we're
Do you
not
want
gonna go.
to talk to us about the? So you answered. Thank you, by the way, for answering the Hallowed Blight survey.
Yes.
It's always great to get your feedback, to know what you think. As I said in my post, this is your game too. I mean, it's not just ours. So if you want this to become the game that you want it to be, then you let us know, and
Yeah.
then we
So-
look at the numbers.
So inside the survey, there was also like a part about the Hallowed Blight event.
Yeah.
And our take on it, I'm not gonna go in numbers, but our take on it is that bugs and gameplay issues had for effect that the satisfaction with the event was not so great for bug and gameplay issues.
Yeah.
However, we have a crazy high number for animatics, so the animation that were included in the event, and also the journal entries.
So
People
all the
really
lore that we
love
put
all
in
the
there.
lore things that were coming with the event.
Yeah, I knew that. Well, I was very hopeful that people would appreciate them, but the stats on this really blew me away. I'm
Yes.
happy that people really got off and really enjoyed it.
The take that we have on this feedback actually has, like, everything that's feedback has been sent to the event team, and we are very aware of what went well and what went less well.
Yeah.
Is that can I say
It's a good way to
that?
say that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a learning.
So it's a learning all the time. We try something new,
What we do,
and we learn from it. We learn from the reactions.
and we'll keep trying new things.
Yes,
but we'll
absolutely.
integrate some of these cool animatics probably.
Also, even during the event, there was a
Yeah.
lot of feedback, and I think that I wasn't here, but I think the team had a really good response. So, yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
And thank you for your
Us.
feedback.
And thank you for the feedback, because that's
I mean-
why actually there was a reaction,
And
But
thank you
that's
for
it.
sharing.
because there was feedback.
I like that as well.
Awesome.
What is it?
Questions and answers. So,
Oh, it's yes.
before, well, actually, last week.
We're getting to that chat.
Last week we had planned an entire video Q&A, and we realized that from the questions we had that we didn't have enough answers to actually make an entire thing about it. So we selected a few questions from the Q&A that we're going to answer here live today. So and maybe a few from the chat. Also, I don't know if you have a screen on that with the mods.
So
But we
let's-
can start with the ones that are
Yeah.
written there.
Yeah. No, I don't have questions in the mods
That's okay then.
pool yet. Much love. So, there were lots of ideas from the community on how to fix or rework Freddy. A question from Winters. Will Freddy ever get his rework similar to what the community suggested, or even get a rework at all?
So, great question. I know we've talked about Freddy quite often, and I know that we hear about feedback from Freddy quite often as well. So what I wanted to address today in regards to this question were what we're trying to address with the changes for Freddy. We're trying.
So we are making changes.
We are making changes. We're looking at what kind of changes we can do, but specifically what we believe the community is looking for.
Yep.
Right, and the caveats that we are trying to work with when we do this change.
And also, before we go into details for Freddy, can you explain a little bit what's the process? Because people are like, well, why is it not done already? And they're asking that over and over again. And it's difficult to explain that sometimes we go all the way up to prototyping, and then we decide to, okay, no, scratch that, we're going back to the drawing board. So can you explain to us what's the process when we design a new, or we redesign a new feature like that?
Yeah, okay, so Dead by Daylight is quite interesting. We like to try a lot of things. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Yeah.
So we can do some really wacky things. At the same time, some of them don't work. You might not even see, they probably haven't even seen or heard of a lot of the stuff that we have
We've
tried.
tried a lot of things that actually stayed hidden forever because
Yes.
it wasn't great or it wasn't good enough.
Whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't for us.
Yeah, it did.
In general.
Our
It
spirit
didn't make
was
the
as
game
fast
better.
as Billy in
Yes.
the spirit world.
Yeah. Some fun things like that. Or, like Myers could kill people as a base thing, as his power, and then we decided to scrap that. So we go through learning processes, right? For killers themselves, it takes a little bit more time to go back to the drawing board and really try to iron out something that makes sense and is fun. We always have to keep in mind the community and how they're playing with the killer, how they're enjoying the killer, and what they don't like. Otherwise, we'll just be giving something that is not enjoyable by anybody.
Yeah.
Going from the theoretical phase, so basically the paper phase and like ideas and whatnot, and going into a realistic production, sometimes can come up with revealing a lot of issues that we did not foresee.
Because it looks so great on paper.
Yeah.
And then you
then
end
you
up
play
playing it, and then you're like, we can keep that part, but the rest needs to go.
Yeah.
And so what does that mean when we go all the way up to creating a prototype and having to go back?
Yeah.
So
I'd like to do a little segue. If we could put this response
Yeah.
on pause and answer the next question.
You can do what you want. So I'll ask a question
we're
from...
going to come back to Freddie.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not done with that yet, but I feel like I'm going to encompass the next question, and I would.
Well, technically, you answered the question, which was, will you do a rework? Or, yeah, that's it. And the answer is yes, we are reworking
Yeah.
Freddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, question from Jen Genitals. You didn't pick the question, you just picked the name.
I just can't. The words
There
sometimes.
have been many awesome ideas that seem to just fall through the cracks. Oh, see
that,
segue.
yeah.
The hatch close mechanic, DS rework, wiping away the hag traps while crouching over them, etc. Will we ever pull the trigger on any of these? Or are there any new mechanic ideas that we can expect?
Yes. So, new mechanics goes without saying. If we decide to find something cool and we want to put it in the game, we will try it, I believe. Whether you'll see it or not, that's also part of the question, or the answer I was giving earlier. As for like the hatch close mechanic, I think this is a great example of something that we did prototype. We even showed it and we played it with you guys. You guys got to see it, and then it never ended up in the game.
No.
Right? We removed it as we knew, and we saw that there was a lot more to the end game
Than just the hatch
stalemate.
close.
Yeah. And it didn't answer all the questions. So we wanted to have a more holistic and more full approach, if you will, to looking at the end game.
Because it's very tempting sometimes to have some knee-jerk reactions and just do a quick fix on something, but then in that case, we felt it would have made the end game different, not better necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. There were some easy wins that we got from it, but it caused other problems as well.
Yeah.
So we wanted to look at the end game. So right now we are prototyping an end game as well. I can't go into the details at the moment.
Yeah. Does that mean that the hatch closing is never coming back? We don't know yet because the design is not finished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We might find out that the actual hatch closing does not fit with what we go for as an end game proposal, right? Ideally, we want to look for something fun that we can all play together and we all enjoy, and it would keep in mind the spirit of Dead by Daylight. Because if we lose that, then we've got problems, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's the part of the R&D, researching and developing our products and
So-
our ideas.
So the best example might be DS, right?
Decisive Strike, yeah.
Decisive Strike. It's been how long have we been talking about DS?
Been a while.
Freddy and Endgame.
Yeah.
A while.
Yeah.
And these things take time, and maybe we communicate too early about it. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
But we also want to share it with you guys. So we kind
There's
of
pros and cons to this, but I always will want to push on the side of transparency. I think it's served us well so far, and we'll keep doing it.
obviously, but also it shows how long the process can be on our
that's
side.
true.
Yeah.
So what happened with DS, I know we talked about it once, but let's just revisit it quickly.
Sure.
So when you design something, you have objectives to actually get from the change, right?
Yeah.
So what happened with DS?
So like DS on its own was, so we know that when we use Decisive Strike, we feel great. You know, as a survivor, it gives you very visible feedback. You know that you've done an impact in the game, and you know when this perk works, whereas it doesn't work. The things on the killer side, though, is that 4 people can use it. This can be used as a chase extender. There isn't much of a downside or drawback. And these are things that we'd like to address with the perk itself, so that we make it more fun for everyone.
And it's going directly against the really limited time you have to get control over the map as killer
Yeah,
also.
exactly.
So,
So when it goes off, makes a really big difference as well. What we had tried as a change, that nobody saw.
Yeah.
it was looking really good on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in
Yeah.
actual gameplay,
Well, so the change was that
So instead of dropping the survivor when they use decisive strike, what would happen is it would stun the killer in place, and then someone else would have an opportunity to blind the killer. You'd be able to wiggle during the meantime as well. It seems to have made Survivor with Friends groups stronger, obviously, and it would be
Much
less
stronger.
useful as a solo situation and still usable by multiple people, which didn't respond to that question. Right?
it didn't make the mechanic better.
No.
and the feeling of playing it was also very, I don't know how to say it.
It wasn't
Like,
as satisfying.
no, I wasn't satisfied for either side. So at some point, we scratched the idea,
Yep.
and now back to the drawing board, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to add on the
Yes,
first
details.
question about
I wanted
Freddy?
to talk about Freddy as well
Okay,
after that.
let's
but
talk about Freddy.
Are we good with decisive strike for the moment?
Well, I think we're good with explaining the whole process and decisive strike. I mean,
I mean, we can
Unless
go
you
in
have something
details
more
about
to
a lot
say.
of scrap mechanics, but
Yeah, well, I think, yeah. There's other decisive strike ideas that will be coming, and we want to try them out with the community as well soon.
Yep.
Not soon, but, in our
Careful
world
with
is
what
soon.
you-
soonish.
I apologize. I need to find another word for my vocabulary. The other thing is for Freddy, we wanted to identify some of the issues that people have said in the community, so things that we've garnered from Reddit, from...
Again, have you not been following? Some people are screaming like, "Oh, Survivor's OP, who would have thought?" And I'm like, did you not see that most survivors actually die during the matches?
That was the earlier,
I mean, sorry.
stats.
yeah.
Do go on.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
So, Freddie, we've heard some feedback from the community. Things like he's too weak, it takes too long to be able to hit somebody. His power doesn't help him in a chase. He's got no mobility or map pressure like other killers, such as the hillbilly, the hag, in terms of the teleporting. You can't see him as a survivor, and you can't really do anything about that, which is, obviously a problem for some survivors as well.
Well, yeah, you can hear him and you can see the environment move, but
Yeah.
it's not as easy as
Yeah.
other killers.
Any of the other killers, pretty much. And on the survivor side as well, you have the aura vision on sleeping survivors, and it feels inescapable. The RNG skill checks, so you're not guaranteed to get out. You have to try to get an RNG to do it, which is problematic for the killers as well to a certain extent. And the Dream World brain vision hurts
Yes.
Both sides,
people's
actually,
eyes.
I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of these are the things
it
that
looks awesome, but not playing it actively and trying to.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to address these things with what we're going to be trying in the prototype. Yeah, we'd love to hear your feedback more. I mean, like I check it out online to see.
There's a lot of ideas for
Oh my
Freddy.
gosh, a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we're trying to make sure that we go in line with what the community has been giving us as feedback, so we can all have a Freddy that we love and adore to die to and to kill with.
So are we testing, or do we have a prototype right now?
We will be prototyping this. We'll be continue to prototyping this
Okay.
as the months go on. I don't think we'll see it before the end of the year, though. I apologize to you guys. Same with Decisive Strike.
All right.
I think we're good.
But that means that we're not gonna put it out until it's great,
That's the idea.
right?
That's the idea. Yeah.
And
Okay.
also, a quick note, reviewing an entire killer power, an entire mechanic, is not something that we just want to do really quickly, change.
Well, the thing is that,
And-
and if you change something about the power, then all of the add-ons need to be looked at. All the perks that may have an impact on it need to be looked at. All the survivor perks that may work with or against that. It's
It's a big
this
deal.
game is getting intensely connected from everywhere.
You don't say.
I don't know if you've noticed
I
in your
don't
day to
know,
day,
I'm
but
Sitting
Yeah.
under a rock.
like every new perk that we create needs to be, like even for QA, it needs to be tested against every other perk, and in combination with all the other perks and powers, it's just batshit crazy.
Yeah.
That's the proper correct term, I
Helps me
believe.
sleep at night.
Okay, are we getting pop vinyl killer survivors?
I mean, I saw the
Yeah, there was a really cool little
petition.
petition that
Is
was
that the
signed
word in
by
English?
2,500 people,
That's insane.
more than that.
Is that the
Yeah.
little... the
I
little
will
Yeah,
tell you
the
that
big heads.
that was
yeah.
specifically for Funko.
Oh, nice.
And I will let you know that Funko is aware of that and the petition. So that's all I'm going to say about that for now.
So more petition. No, just kidding.
Yes. Okay, I have questions for you.
Yes.
Will you answer them, please? A
Yes,
question
I
for
will.
Fazanko 20. Why is there no blocking in the basement and spam Mori in the list of reasons for reporting? All that we hear from you is only send to the support service. What is the point of doing it if they hang there for months? Why do I hear from the community manager information that blocking is considered to be more than 5 minutes? Where did you publicly talk about it?
Whoa.
Which then is the time to report for spam Mori? Thanks.
Okay, so that was multiple questions. So
You wrote that.
I feel like
yes,
you wrote
I read whatever you put in front of me.
yes,
You know
and
that.
you did read it with like a lot of
I felt like this
emotion.
is how it was written.
Probably.
They have a smiley face.
Okay, so to start, I'm going to start and I'm going to answer the question as they go.
Yeah.
So you can report that kind of thing, like blocking in the basement, Mori spam, under griefing, intentional gameplay abuse. We're not making category for each behavior in the game. We prefer having rules that are not made for specific cases because they need to stay general and cover a larger base, obviously. However, you could report that in-game under this category. All we hear from you is only send to the support service. Actually, our first rule is use the in-game report. Use the in-game report.
That's what I do.
Use the in-game report. That's the first rule. After that, you can provide additional information to the support service. So you can send images and videos for that kind of thing.
Is there a way to link them up?
To link them up,
Yeah,
you mean
like your
the
actual,
in-game
like,
report and
The support email
the
that you would
support
send after.
email?
Like if you send like screenshots or something, you're like,
Well, in the tally screen, you have a support button that you can click, and it goes straight up to the support site.
oh great.
So that's helpful.
It's all there.
Fantastic.
I am not sure where the 5-minute thing comes from. If you feel like you're being abused, you report. Then our team of ACMs is going to investigate the issue, and they're going to decide if it's warranting a ban or not. So don't go with like numbers or minutes or stuff like that.
Cool.
Obviously, if you get Mori spam like one time and you report, then there's a lot of chance that that's not going to happen. As for customer support ticket being there for months, that's a thing of the past. We have been caught up with that backlog for a long, long time. So I can assure you that if you send an email there, you're going to have an answer in a timely manner.
Cool. Are we going to post the support or the site again?
Yeah, we can definitely post it like in chat. I know the mods or ACMs are already in chat.
Yeah.
They can post the link. For more details, if you have more questions about those, you can find the rules on the forum.
There we go.
And then we can have the mods post the link.
Yeah.
Thank you, mods.
So that was
Thank
my
you.
answer to
This
that.
game is lit. I assume that's a good thing.
You can
Lit.
ask Pat. She always says that.
It's like a light bulb, right?
Lit.
Right, Pat?
Okay. Question from McDonald's. I see what you did there.
People think I choose the question because of the name. That's
I do still think that. Will you ever do anything against obvious lag switching? I don't talk about normal lags or bad connection. Some killers use that cheat to manipulate and abuse the game to their advantage, and I think this problem got worse in the last months. I know it could be tough to detect it in P2P, but I don't think it's technically impossible.
All right. To answer that question, we do ban for lag switching. External use of third-party or softwares to lag switch is caught through our anti-cheat and gets a permanent ban. The list of the third-party softwares or the cheats that are used for that is constantly updated. However, if you face someone who think is lag switching, use the in-game report. It falls under unsportsmanlike conduct. And if you really want to, you can send a report to the support with a video proof.
Well,
Cool.
there you go.
So that's my answer to lag switching.
Thank you, Gavin. Thank you, McDonald's.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Oh my
We've gone
gosh.
around all of our questions. We're about the right time, as what we had thought we would do.
Awesome.
We are at the place where we look at my favorite thing ever.
The chat.
Oh,
No,
the
you're
chat.
talking about.
The chat.
I am talking about the chat.
Yeah. Oh.
No. Oh, cool.
they snuck a
Okay, I
fast
don't
one on
have
you.
the names here though. Oh.
Do you have the names?
I have the names, but they're in the names of the files, and I don't have that. Give me a moment. I'll try to find them. I need to hack.
We were totally ready.
Yeah, I'm just not ready for this at all.
We can take maybe a question in the meantime.
Sure.
Well,
How long does it take to design a map? Can I suggest a haunted hotel, spooky mansion, or maybe an Indian burial ground?
He can suggest that.
You
Great
can
question.
suggest
Next
it.
question.
No, but how
Oh,
long does it
sorry.
take to design a map? We would need
that
to have,
depends. We
like-
would have to ask our map experts.
Okay, so what are the steps to design a map?
Create
You
a
know
map.
that, right?
I have a good idea. The map guy's gonna be like, you don't have a good idea. So when it comes down to it, we create, I believe, a map layout
Yeah.
where we're dictating the size of the map,
C'est dans quoi, François?
right? And I don't know how much detail we can go into without busting their magic that they do behind the scenes.
Marketing, management,
We make
Twitch?
tiles,
Yeah.
right? And each tile
It's on
has
Twitch.
a different makeup.
Tu veux
So it
changer de
has
place?
like a makeup of like spawn points, whether they are killer, survivor, whatever the case may be, and then certain gameplay that we try to dictate on each one. We've
Okay.
got different style of tiles, so like edge tiles and like building tiles and so on and so forth. He is furiously hacking. We're almost there.
Concentrate.
I think I just deleted our servers. I'm sorry.
That would suck. I'm sure we would see that as feedback on Twitch. So I
That's
think
a new meme, by the way. You're done for.
I think
That's
yeah,
it.
It's over. So we create like a blocky.
Yeah.
A blocky is more of like a map that's not arted.
What is a blocky? It looks like the map,
Mm.
but instead of square and gray squares.
Instead of the map that it looks like, it's
Yeah,
gray squares.
gray
Pretty much.
squares.
And then we fill it up with relevant things of that theme or style that we decide to choose.
Well, actually, the gray, the blocky site is where we test the gameplay of the map, right?
Yeah, and we're trying to make sure that it works correctly. So it's got windows, it's got palettes in some cases. At the very beginning, though, Matt Lamarche and Andre like to just chase the survivors around the map and just kill us, and we don't actually have any windows or vaults. So it's kind of very weird early stage where we die quite often. And then as he adds the different components as we go along, it becomes easier and easier to survive. And then we still die anyways as we learn the maps. It's great. It's a great process.
All right. It's way more than that. I want to add
there's
that
a
because
lot
the
more.
map guys are going to kill us if we don't say that.
Super
Wow.
slut.
I believe so.
Superstar.
Oh, God.
Did you read that out loud?
Yeah.
He read that.
That's what she wrote.
We talked about this earlier.
No, it's not. Super
Star.
Yeah.
Bars superstar.
You're not going to write every one of them, Pat, are you?
Yes, she is.
Thumbs
Okay.
up. This looks great. I like this.
We're not laughing
Next
at
one.
the artwork. We're
No,
laughing
the
at
artwork
map.
is great. Dal Segno here.
It's
actually written on
there.
it.
Awesome.
That is
Well
awesome.
done. Yeah. Great.
I love that. Meg is just crying. Let me go.
That is a Meg, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You see the pants. This is Devil Fort. Oh, Devil Fort has a little sequence here, which
Oh,
I thought was
cool.
delightful. I found a bunch of comic strips from Devil's Fort.
The pebble.
I knew it was coming. Your ghost face.
Yeah, by the way,
And it ends
where's
like
my
this.
pebble perk?
It doesn't work like that.
That's good. I like it.
Okay,
Yeah,
next
that-
one is Dr. Herman Carter. Yes.
Oh my God, dude, you got a tattoo for
Yeah,
real?
that's the first step. Actually, there's more coming on this one, but it's gonna be creepy.
That's trippy. It's like almost, it reminds me of the Myers face.
Yeah, there's
A
a
little
little bit
bit.
of that.
But
if
it's
it's
totally
the guy I
Doctor.
know, he's everywhere, like on
Yeah,
forums
he's
and everything.
he's very present. He's the one under the name Dr.
Yeah.
Herman Carter. So that's commitment.
That's pretty
I will
cool.
give you props for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the next one we have here is from I Never I.
It's written on it.
Inevery? Linever.
That's
So
an L.
there. That's really nice.
That is really cool.
Never I. Yeah. I like
She knows that we don't actually use any bandages to heal, though, right?
that. Yeah, it's
It's
just
okay.
a massage.
I'm
It's
kidding.
nice.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's great.
Natter
So cool.
GN, always a classic coming back here.
Oh God.
Is
Is
this
this
your
your
hook?
I I feel like we saw a lot more Sabo stuff since we
Touch
changed
Sabo?
it. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
I'm not sure in gameplay, but in art, that's for sure.
Next one will be by
Oh,
Non Illisible. Yeah, because I couldn't read the name. Yeah, so I don't know.
non-militable.
That was
Sorry,
French
man.
for you guys.
That was Matt will read anything that is put in front of him.
Well, she wrote it in one word. That's not fair.
Reads anything on the
you know
teleprompter.
you know it means that he can't read the word, but in French, non illisible.
It's yeah.
She should
Okay.
have put an
Readable
FR
name.
beside
Okay,
it.
let's
and then-
concentrate on this
Yes.
awesome artwork.
It's absolutely amazing. I love this one. That's one of my favorites.
There you
Next
go.
one is Venomin 24.
Oh,
That
damn.
one was in the contest for Halloween. The Hallowed Light contest was one of our finalists.
And what is telling you that this is truly horror is that those look like candy corn, which is the most evil of candy.
It's really
Is that true?
nasty.
It's nasty.
Why?
It's not candy.
But it's not. It's probably candy juice.
It's
No?
probably candy juice or something. Yes, Zukish.
Please help.
Zukish. It's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He is contorted.
He's not well. Let's put it that
Actually,
way.
I
Hanging
feel like
in
he's
there.
posing, but casually with a hook in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool. And I think we have a last one.
Yes, we do have a last one from Wading Witch.
The Z.
No,
The
no,
Z waiting
I
witch.
put the Z so it'd be at the end.
What?
It's okay.
You put it
Waiting
at the
Witch.
end?
Yeah, I wanted this to be the last one.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Wading Witch.
Yeah, that's clever.
There you go.
I see what you did there.
All right.
That's
All right, so that was very complicated. Well done, you. You
Thank
ran
you for
like
the
a
help.
crazy person. Yes, look at. Seriously.
What?
Oh wait,
Some comments.
I saw somebody that I don't know. Maybe you're keeping this for later, but a certain pound of flesh.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
keeping
we're-
it for later.
Yes,
Oh.
later.
Well, what's up, pound of flesh? I saw you.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Okay, so that's it. Quickly to go back over our news and announcements. Matchmaking. We have a new algorithm. You will see changes to the back end in the next 2-3 weeks. We will start rolling it out, and if that goes well, we will crank it up until everybody's on the new system, and it'll be better. We did something similar
Back then,
a
when
while
you
back,
switched
and it,
from the Steam matchmaking to our own algorithm.
that is correct. Game Awards. We will be at the Game Awards, and we will be presenting something really, really cool, and then I will drop the mic.
Yeah, because you
Probably
don't-
not, because
you
I
don't-
might bring my own mic to drop, because it's going to be their material. I
Don't
don't
forget,
wanna
that's
be a
going to
dick.
take like 3 seconds out of your
Yeah,
very
I
short
don't have time.
You could bring the sausage.
I don't think I can do that.
Oh, whatever.
I don't want to drop it.
Oh.
Okay, Halloween sweepstakes was super cool. Discord servers.
Announcing on social media after the stream.
Okay,
After the
cool.
stream.
Other than that, you liked the animatics and the lore in the Halloween event. We will make a note of that. You had some comments about the rest of the event. We have made notes and we'll address them. So thank you very much for joining us once more. This was fun. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great. Thank you for running like crazy at the back there. That was super exciting. I think this was by far your most active stream, so we'll try to do that again. It was fun for me.
Yeah, I saw it. Me too.
All right, that's it. So go play the game.